we pause for a second or two. This is episode 182, Immense Pressure. Sometimes in life we reach points where we know that we are left with some hurdle, some obstacle, some threshold that if we want to continue on our path, we need to move past it. Sometimes we just know that this is not the time to look back. Now we simply need to keep moving forward until we have crossed our hurdle. In these times, there is vast amounts of collective tension, and all of us must at some point move past such hurdles of pressure. It will happen to all of us at some point. This is non-optional. And today's episode is called Immense Pressure. And without going into detail, that time has arrived for me personally. And it is useful and interesting to pause for a second or two and just look around in the midst of that immense pressure, to reflect upon it and sort of look at it in the context of pausing. Our specific skill, or our emotional skill, I should say, for today's episode, our Polaroid, is specific skill tension. And specific skill tension is under our acute situation. So once we find ourselves at such a point as I'm doing right now, the pressure, the tension is so immense that there is this acute feeling in the air. There's this acute sense of danger in the air. And it might not even be that any danger is close by at all. Could be that the situation is quite safe and straightforward, actually. But since the inherent pressure, the inherent tension in the situation is so extreme, from our subjective point of view, it will feel like it is dangerous. So in one sense, the tension is so extreme so that it makes the situation quite dangerous. But in another sense, it's not. It's just a feeling. And then we are left with us pausing for a second or two and deciding on what do we want to do in this situation when it feels extremely pressured and tense, and it even feels dangerous, even though it might not even be that dangerous. What do we want to do with that? Well, most important to remember here, what I want to do in the midst of my current situation is to pause and remember that a hurdle is just a hurdle. Immense pressure, such as I am experiencing right now, is not staying for so long. It is a pressure of transition. It is a pressure of just this shift going on right now. So this specific immense pressure, sense of pressure, is here right now, and it feels very real right now. But what is important is to pause and remind ourselves that it is not here to stay indefinitely. It is here to stay for a couple of days. And the difference between a couple of days and indefinitely is everything. In any acute situation, any situation feeling acute and dangerous, we have this sense of that this short period of time, this short window of time, is sort of cancelling out everything else. Like this, like we get this sort of tunnel vision that we only see this moment. And when we forget that this moment is only one moment, and when we mistake this moment for being a bigger picture when it's not, then we panic. And most of the time, we need not panic, not like that. When we find ourselves under such immense pressure, often the case is not to really excel in any way. The point is not really to perform like that. It's more a question of knowing that this window of time of immense pressure will pass. We easily forget that tense moments will pass. We mistake them for being here to stay forever. We sort of lose our thinking and just feel that now this will be here forever. And then our situation becomes acute. Then it becomes potentially dangerous. But it is due to our doing. It's quite ironic, but that's actually the case. So in this episode, you might feel right now that you might hear in my voice that I am very tired, and that, yeah, now the pressure is immense. And what we do then is that we pause for a second or two and know that pressure is released. Pressure is never there to stay forever. It's just not. So if I do under specific skill tension, one way of doing it is to just identify the tension in our body. And if I do that right now, it would be like this. Under this immense pressure, I can feel my eyes want to close. I can feel that I want to squeeze my eyes together really tight, my eyelids, that I in one sense want to hide. I can feel that my neck and my temples are aching. I am tense in my sort of jaw muscles. I am dry in my mouth. My heart feels heavy. My stomach feels sort of fragile. My hands cold. And often we need not do anything more than that, to just pause and identify how we feel in our body. Sometimes that is the best thing to do. To just validate what is actually there. To recognize what is there. And nothing is more real than how we feel in our body. It's very tangible, it's non-negotiable, it's just there. We know it. My hands are cold right now. They just are. And the way I feel in my body right now, this immense pressure, it will change. In some time, I don't know, an hour, a day, 2 days, my hands will no longer be cold, because I will be on the other side of this hurdle, of this challenge that was given to me at this moment. And that's just the truth. And it is essential to remind ourselves of the passing nature of such immense pressure. It is most important. Acute situations are passing. They are quite short, never longer than a day or two. And often acute situations are just a couple of seconds. The real hurdle, so to speak, the real challenge, is often not more than a few critical seconds. That is very important to remind ourselves of. We are in the middle of December. Christmas is coming. In northern countries, the Christmas tension is tangible. It's very strong. The collective tension in society right now is just immense. There is fear about so many things. And all of that fear, all of that tension adds up. It accumulates and becomes almost like an entity that is difficult to put our finger on, difficult to sort of analyze what it is about. And then we mistake it to be our own personal tension. We always do that. We always mistake complex collective tension to be our own personal hidden tension. And we think in terms of that we have problems individually, that we are struggling. But yes, in one sense we are personally struggling, but in another we are not. We are simply connected with so many people, with so much collective tension that we feel as if it was our personal tension. But it is not really correct to describe it as such. So, for different reasons, I am personally experiencing our collective tension to be my personal problem, my personal hurdle right now. And in one sense it is, but in another it's not. And all of us will sort of mistake it in this way at some point. And in these days it was for me. Some other days it's for you. It's just part of getting through such times such as these. It is very difficult. Almost impossible, but not quite. It's just barely possible. But barely possible is enough. It's not fun, but it's enough. That's it for today. Thank you.